Hello, I am so excited. Today is a very special day. We are starting our book study of my book, Rise of the False Gods. This video series that I'm starting today is a long time coming. I actually was inspired to write this book going on 5 years ago. And I'll tell you more about that later. But to me, it was the work I was meant to do. Did you ever go to the movies, and as you're watching the movie, you kind of know like what's going to happen? There are clues to let you know what's going to happen. For example, if it's a mystery or a thriller, go ta-da! So you know when you hear that ta-ta, something's gonna happen. Or if you hear like some lovey-dovey music, you know there's gonna be a love scene coming. You see what I'm saying? We have a way of knowing what's coming by the signs that we are seeing. Imagine if you could do that in your life. Imagine if you could stop a mistake before you had a chance to make it. That's kind of what's at the root of my book, Rise of the False Gods. Before I wrote it, I would either listen to the news or people would come to me for counseling as a Unity minister. Oh, and by the way, if you don't know who I am, my name is Reverend Alicia-Leslie. I am a Unity minister. I was ordained in 1992. I spent many years in church ministry, and now I have expanded my ministry to be unlimited by time or space or denomination or anything else. My gift is to put it out there, and hopefully those who are right for the message will be drawn to it. And I hope that's you, because I can offer you some great thoughts on how to live a way of life that works. So, welcome to the adventure. And I will show you my book, and of course you're seeing this backwards because if I'm doing it on Facebook Live, I will be posting a YouTube post, which if you're seeing it frontwards, you'll know you're looking at the YouTube post. So there. So I love this cover because whether you're frontwards or backwards, you can see the picture, and it is like, to me, a beautiful woman, yet a very human woman. And she's got that apple in her hand, and she's kind of like, do I or don't I take a bite of this apple? We do that every day. We just do. So I want to tell you a little bit. Today is just going to be an introduction. So I want to give you some basic ideas about how the class will work, what I hope you get out of it, and what you might be expecting. So the first thing, again, imagine that you could either stop your mistakes before they happen, or once they happen, you will have the opportunity to look at it and say, how did this happen? I mean, have you ever said, why is this happening to me again? I have. Most people have. I remember those times thinking like, how did I get into this? A rather humorous one, of course. It wasn't humorous at the time, I'd like to add, is when I went into very serious labor with my second pregnancy, which happened to be twins. And anybody that has given birth knows this. You get that first really hard labor pain, and you go, what was I thinking? How did I let this happen to myself? I said it another time in my life. That was when I was actually realizing that my second marriage was not going to work. And, you know, one of the things that bothered me is I said, but I prayed. I prayed for this. Same thing with my first marriage. I prayed and I prayed, you know, but what I came to understand is we can pray all we want, but if something is not for our highest good, we have to learn from it and move on. One day, I realized, and this wasn't until I'd found unity many years ago, I realized that with most of my issues, I played a part. Even my unhappy marriages, you know, I mean, I might moan and groan and have been treated very poorly, which is all true. And the same thing there is, I could have spent my life blaming my ex-husband for being, abusive, or I could have learned so I didn't make a second mistake. See, we're here to learn. And I think that's the mistake we make. If we think we're here for any other reason than to learn, what's going to happen? We're not going to learn. So that's what, if there's one gift I want to give you, because after I had my awakening to this teaching, and then I would listen to the news and listen to counsel people and stuff, and I would know, it's like I know where this is going. And I want you to be able to know where this is going. And that applies to everything in your life, in the lives of the people you love, which you cannot change, by the way. You can only change yourself. You can't change others. But you can be an inspiration and a source of information for others, which is what I want to do. So I really am excited about this, and I really hope you continue to join me on the journey. Now, how do you go through the series of the classes? First of all, post it on Facebook, 1:30-ish each day. Now, I'm adding the ish for a reason. I am still working, and there are times when, try though you do, somebody gets on the phone and you can't get up. I don't want to be really rigid, and I pray you will not be rigid with me. I will do this as on time as I can. You can also watch it on Facebook anytime. Just go to my page and turn it on. Or you can also go to YouTube. I will be having a special folder with all these false gods in it. I will give you the link to that, and you can click on it anytime to watch it. I recommend you subscribe when I send you a Facebook link, or whenever you're watching, there will be a little subscribe button in the bottom. Subscribe and you'll never miss one. So that's going to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You will be able to get the messages. On Saturday from 6 to 7, this is all Eastern time. Saturday from 6 to 7, I am going to do my best to experiment in creating a Zoom group. I'm kind of trying to measure it right now, whether I want to do a Zoom group or whether I want to do it on Facebook Messenger. I think with Zoom I can see more faces. With Messenger I can't. So if you have any input, please put it in the comment section if you have a preference. But the discussion is going to be an opportunity that if there was something that came up in my presentations, you can say, well, I didn't understand that, or how does that work, or I don't agree with it. And guess what? You don't have to agree with it. Anything I say that doesn't ring true for you, out it goes. You can put it aside. In her book, Lessons in Truth, H. Emily Cady, that's one of Unity's basic books, she said, while you read this book, try to set aside what you've previously been taught. You can pick it up as soon as these classes are over. But during the course of the study, I really invite you to just kind of be open to listening. Keep an open mind, but always remember, you don't want your mind to be so open your brain falls out, right? We got to keep our brain engaged. So I'm not trying to convert anybody to my way of thinking. I'm not trying to make everybody to go to Unity churches, because that's not my path. That's not your path. I got my path. You got your path. You will find these teachings they're not limited, you know, from atheist to agnostic to Zoroastrian. There are basic principles that run through them all, and that's what I want to teach you. So, here's the question: what if we've been doing it wrong all our lives? What if we've been, you know, trying to problem solve the wrong way? What if we've been teaching our children the wrong way? There's so many ways that we can do it the wrong way, but the wrong way doesn't mean like right and wrong. The wrong way means something with a positive outcome, something with a negative outcome. So something is wrong, it's an error, it's, you know, it's a mistake. So you want to get past it. So don't get into blame, okay? And don't worry about, you know, if I'm going to, you don't have to do any homework, you don't have to do any stuff like that. I want you to really enjoy it, and this is going to be a leisurely stroll. It's not going to be a sprint. It's not even going to be a marathon. I'm going to give you little tidbits every day, trying to keep it between 15 and 30 minutes of learning and pondering, sharing my stories, and asking for your input. You're a part of this, so I invite you to ask questions, put in comments, to consider the possibilities. We're just going to take baby steps. You don't have to try to ingest a whole lot of material. Again, there's no homework, but I do invite you to participate via, you know, asking questions. How can you ask questions? Put it in the comments section here. Or you can send me an email at revali@aol.com, or you can private message me on Facebook. So there's all kinds of ways that you can get your questions answered and you know, get feedback. Now, so you might be saying to yourself, well, do I have to have the book to do this book study? No, you don't. You can just follow along with what I say. If you get inspired that you want the book later, you can get it on Amazon. You can get it on Kindle. They'll download it to you can get it downloaded to your computer or to your tablet or whatever that stuff is. So there's many ways you can get it. Actually, you can go on Kindle, and if you're a member of Amazon Prime, you can get it free. And I'm going to tell you something. This is the God's honest truth. It's priceless. It is. You cannot put a price on a fantastic learning. You're always welcome to donate to Spirit of Unity. You can go on the Spirit of Unity a church website and donate there if you wish. You can, however, PayPal, but that is your option and your choice. So don't even think about that right now, okay? I want to give you the teaching, then you can figure out what to do with it after. So you don't need a book, but it's a good idea to have one. Why? I'll tell you why. One of my favorite books is called Spiritual Economics by Eric Butterworth. Now, this is not like, you know, everyone is so stuck on prosperity being about getting money. You know what? The biggest chunk of prosperity is not about getting money. It's about being content and happy with what you have, okay? But I want to show you why it's a good idea to have the book. And I think you can do this on Kindle. That, you can tell how much I like a book by how much highlighting, underscoring, stars, I do hearts, I do exclamation points, and I do notes. So you can tell that that's how much I like the book. It also brings me right back to where I want to be to remember something. In here, Lord willing, there's going to be things you want to remember. And here I will show you that even I, who wrote this book, have highlighted it. Why? Because I wanted to make sure that I remember to share some of the things. One of the things I highlighted here is there is a metaphysical solution to every human problem. And as long as we're trying to solve our human problems with human solutions, we're going to find ourselves saying, why is this happening to me again? It's called Rise of the False Gods. It says right on the cover, a guide to transformation through illumination. It is not it's got spirituality into it, it's got religion in it, but it's not specific to any religion. It's got politics in it, but it's not about politics. It's got sex in it, and it's not all about sex. It's about consciousness and how to live a way of life that works. I'm very excited to be able to come back to you tomorrow and Thursday and Friday's day off, digest the stuff you've been getting. Saturday we will hopefully figure out how to do this discussion group. If you want to be a part of the discussion group, I have to have your email address so that I could send you an invitation to the Zoom. And I am really looking forward to it. So the book is Rise of the False Gods. It's not about entities. It's about states of consciousness that are not real, that can appear very real, and can have very real negative effects in our lives. I'm so glad you were with me today, and I hope you are anticipating getting into this material the same way that I am anticipating bringing it to you. And with that, I want to share something. I've shared it with you before, but to me, it's like this is what can happen for you and for me with the Rise of the False Gods book study. It's called A New Day. This is the beginning of a new day. I have been given this day to use as I will. What I do today is important because I'm exchanging a day of my life for it. When tomorrow comes, this day will be gone forever, leaving in its place something I have exchanged for it. I pray it will be good, not evil. Gain, not loss. Success, not failure. In order that I will not regret the price I paid. This is anonymous, so I can't give anybody credit for it, but I can say they are powerful words, and I invite you to join me on a journey to a new day and a new life. God bless you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.